Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah.
Alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to another session of Sunnahfollowers Hadith class. And this is the Hadith class wherein we are discussing the Hadiths from the book compiled by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli entitled Live Longer with Less Time. Make sure you guys go to his website at atlionline.com and purchase your copy. It's only $5. Some of you are still smoking them nasty cigarettes. Here it is, the month of Ramadan. And you guys can't control your desires enough to kick the most filthiest habit on earth, which is smoking cigarettes, and the most addictive habit. Nicotine is more addictive than crack. Didn't y'all know that? That's why y'all can't. People you see crackheads can clean up, but they still smoking cigarettes. You know, here we are in the last 10 days almost of Ramadan. And brother man, you still smoking. I got the email from your wife. All I know is, guys, there's a lot of Muslims out there committing sins and saying, I don't care. I don't care. How easy it is for us to say, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. Then when Allah takes your soul, when that angel of death comes and grips you and pulls your nasty, dirty, polluted, nicotine-smelling soul from out of your throat, and then put your nasty, filthy, yellow-stained nicotine soul in that burlap sack. And then they take that nasty nicotine-smelling soul up to heavens. And every angel they pass will say, oh, what is this filthy smelling disease that's passing through? And they say it's a bad soul. They couldn't kick the habit. Another one? Yep, here's another filthy, stinky, cigarette smoking, yellow stained, non-tooth, beard stained, non-beard wearing soul. You'll be wishing you can come back down to this earth and re-inhabit your body and be forgiven. You will put those, oh Allah, I promise you, I'll throw those lucky strikes out. I'll get rid of those cools now. Oh, give me another chance. I'll kick the habit now. It'll be too late. Because once those angels rip that nasty, nicotine-infested, filthy soul from your throat, it ain't going back in there. It's going to be placed in that hellfire. So it's easy for us to say what we ain't going to do. I don't care what that sister say. I don't care who is she. I don't listen to no woman anyway. If I want to smoke, I'm going to smoke. I ain't drinking. Smoking is the same as drinking, you idiot. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said anything that befogs the brain is khamr, and all khamr is haram, idiot. So keep on talking crap, keep on talking smack, and keep on disrespecting women. Because when that angel rips your nicotine-infested, filthy soul from your throat, I want you to think about that woman named Layla Nashiba and remember what she said. I'm sorry, Allah. I apologize. Let me go back. I'll go join that sister's classes every day. Oh, no, I don't need you to join my class. Take your butt in that fire. Because Allah ain't nothing to play with. You don't care what I say. I don't make the laws. I don't make the rules. I'm just a messenger. That's all. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just telling you what your Lord said, not me. I didn't make these laws. I don't have the intelligence to make laws like that. All right. So you're really saying you don't care what Allah say. He's the one that said you can't smoke cigarettes, not me. So keep talking smack. And you're lucky that your wife ain't got rid of your nasty behind. And by the way, you sisters out there, if you married to a degenerate who likes to smoke cigarettes, smoke marijuana, drink, or do anything other sins that he ain't supposed to do, you got grounds for divorce. And you need to ask yourself, is this loser worth it? Because men were created to be rulers over the women. If the man can't do his job, you need to move on and find somebody that can. You sisters need to start looking at yourself as being queens.
Let me know if I can help.
View yourselves as being queens. And if you would view yourselves as being queens, and you wouldn't settle for degenerate drunks, degenerate cigarette, nicotine infested, yellow skin, fingered, nailed, nasty, toothless men, you'll be able to let the trash go. So all I can say to you, brother man, is keep talking smack. And be careful what you say about Layla, not Sheba. Let me remind you idiots of something. Even the fish in the sea make dua for the dire. Think about that the next time you talk smack about Layla, not Sheba, mister. Even the mosquitoes make dua for me. The birds make dua for me. The bees make dua for me. Those cockroaches that's probably in your house make dua for me. The question is, who's making dua for your nasty, filthy, nicotine infested, intoxicated behind? Who's making dua for you? Hello. So keep on talking smack about Layla, not Sheba, and what you could care less. And you better hope your teeth don't fall out. Trash. Now, let's get to our class. So I addressed it. Let's get to our class. This is our Hadith class, and today we will be discussing Hadith number 27 and Hadith number 28. Let's put it up on the screen. And here it is. One of the companions tells us that he went to Ash-Sham. Ash-Sham is Syria. This is Syria. This is after the conquest of Mecca. That's when all the Muslims converted, all the Arabs converted to Islam, all the tribes converted to Islam. Then the Muslims had to fight against the Romans and the Persians, and Islam began to spread throughout Mesopotamia, which was the Roman Empire. Syria was part of the Roman Empire, was part of Mesopotamia, and it was now the Muslims had defeated the Romans and taken possession of it. So when you read hadiths about Ash-Sham, it's speaking about Syria. Okay. And so when the Muslims had taken control of Mesopotamia and Syria, some of the companions, of course, whenever the Muslims conquered a land, the companions would go there as governors. They would be appointed as governors and ambassadors to teach Islam to the people. Well, here we go. Abu Ad-Darda. Abu Ad-Darda did not become a governor, but he was living in Syria. And one of the companions went to his home to visit him, but he wasn't home. Instead, his wife was there. And Abu Darda's wife asked him, she said, Abu Darda's not here. He's away on business. But by the way, brother, are you planning to make Hajj this year? And Safwan said, yes, inshallah. She said, well, if you're making Hajj, then please supplicate. Make dua asking for good, asking Allah to give good to me and Abu Darda, because the Prophet used to say, the secret supplication of a person on behalf of his Muslim brother is always accepted. Because whenever you make dua or, for your Muslim brother in Islam, an angel is assigned to you and will reply every time you make dua and say, may Allah give the same to you. The angels will say, Ameen, and they will say, may Allah give you the same. She said, so if you're going to make Hajj this year, pray for me and Abu Ad-Darda. Okay. And also, she said that Abu Ad-Darda had 360 close friends whom he used to always make dua for whenever he made salat. So one day she asked Abu Ad-Darda, she said, why do you pray for all these people? You sit here naming these 360 people, making dua for them. And he told her that anyone who makes dua for his Muslim brother in private, Allah will appoint 2 angels to say Ameen and the same for you. And again, we spoke yesterday about how a good deed for us to do during this sacred month of Ramadan is to, when we make dua for ourselves, to also make dua for all the believers here on earth. And if you do that, you get a reward for them. Well, here you can see, this is another variation of that hadith. How whenever you pray for your Muslim brothers, the angels will pray for you and ask Allah to give you good too. So again, this is another hadith showing the virtues of making dua for your Muslim brother. In secret means in private, where they don't even know you're doing it for them. In your own home. It doesn't mean on Times Square, out in the public, with cameras rolling, trying to make history. And you do make history in a bad way. It's talking about in the privacy of your own prayer. Because prayer is something sacred. It's between you and Allah. Okay, so again, now that I've shared this hadith with you, in addition to yesterday's hadith, what do you guys think about this? And we're going into the last 10 days of Ramadan in a couple of days, subhanAllah, where all the good deeds bring so much blessings. What do you guys think? Who would like to share?
Hadith, this hadith is my, this hadith let us become aware that prayers don't have to be spoken out loud for other people to hear them in order for them to be accepted or acceptable. It's allowing us to know that prayers are sacred, and they're sacred between you and Allah. So no one has to hear what you are saying to Allah when you are making dua for your family or just believers in general. And that is personal. When it's secret, it's personal. And Allah is going to know exactly what you're saying to him, exactly what you need. Whereas other human beings, they may not even understand why you're saying it.
Exactly, guys. And it all remembers, when we do things in private, it also keeps the jinn at bay. It keeps our personal jinn from trying to seduce us, to show off, and to try to impress other than Allah. So this is another reminder how Allah loves for us to do our deeds in private. Keep it just known to him and you, because that prevents you from becoming arrogant and ended up losing the rewards. Yes, go ahead, Sister Sahara.
I was gonna say that, praying in private just brings you closer to Allah, and it makes you more mindful of, the things that you do, but also for others. Like if you know somebody's struggling out there and you pray for them, I think that's gonna help them in the long run. You might not see it, but then a couple of years down the line, you'll see a difference in their behavior and their attitude and the way that they practice the religion. Because I've seen it with people, and I'm like, wow, like maybe my prayers did work for them, and probably they're praying for themselves too, but just being that extra help and just praying to Allah that this person is guided really goes a long way. And you also get rewards for that, and to me it just makes me happy that that also brings me closer to Allah, and know that I'm helping somebody in the process, and then if I tell them this hadith, then they can help somebody else too.
Exactly, guys. And this is another thing we learn, that the permissibility of making dua for someone. It's preferred that we make dua for ourselves. We already know that. You need to pray for yourself, yes. But you can see from this hadith and the other ones that there's nothing wrong with making dua for other people. And remember, we talked about when it comes to enjoining good and forbidding evil, sometimes all we can do is make dua. Because if we try to change it with our tongue, people get angry. Nobody wants to be told that they're going to hell. Nobody wants to be told that they're doing things wrong. So you can't stop them physically. You can't stop them with your tongue. And sometimes it's best to just make dua. Just pray for Allah to guide them. Pray for Allah to guide them. And like she said, eventually, inshallah, he will. He may not, but he may do it. So you can see too what a good thing it is to pray for others. Yes, go ahead, Sister Norton.
What I take from this, hadith is that, as Muslims, like one of the most powerful weapons we do have is dua, and I don't think many people just recognize how important that is, because dua has saved some of us from situations that we could never possibly imagine. And one thing I also take from this is most people think that dua like changes your qadr, what Allah plans for you, but that's not, like, dua does not change what Allah has in store for you. It's just part of Allah's plan. Like Allah knew what you're going to make dua for, so that's part of his plan. So that's one thing I take from it. It doesn't change your plan with Allah. That's not what dua is. Allah just knew you were going to make it, just part of his plan. So that's what I take. Oh, and also it's always nice to make dua for people, because you really never know the resources. Like, you never know what is bringing to other people, because I've had situations where I've been saved from, and I'm like, is there someone out there praying for me? So whenever someone's like, oh, I'm always praying for you, I'm like, keep praying, my sister, because I need it.
Yes. Keep us in your dua. It's good to tell others, keep me in your dua, because subhanAllah, there's one thing that, that we learn is the power of supplication. The power of supplication. There's a lot of power behind supplicating, and we witness it all the time. So you don't want to stop doing it. And even though, like I said, it's best for us to pray for ourselves, it's still good to make dua for others. They may need that little extra help to help them get over their hiccups in life. So never, disregard praying for someone else. And let's look at this hadith again. Abu Darda's wife said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there is an angel at the head of every person who is assigned to reply each time that person makes a good supplication on behalf of another Muslim. When you do that, the angels say, Ameen. And for you, the supplication likewise. So this is something that the companions would do. They would make dua for each other, in secret, not letting them know, but in secret. And maybe that's why, they are the best of this nation. Maybe that's why they will be of those 75,000 who will enter paradise without being held accountable. So why don't we try to emulate them in our behavior, emulate them in our choices, and perhaps we can get the same reward, or reward just as pleasing and good as they will earn, that they have earned. Okay, I want to thank everybody for joining and participating in this session of our Hadith class. Don't forget that tomorrow for our series on living the Sunnah at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it'll be myself, and I will be speaking about itikaf and the Muslim woman. Itikaf and the Muslim woman, because there seems to be much confusion out there as to whether or not a woman can do itikaf in her home, or does she have to go to the mosque? I'm going to answer that question tomorrow, as I always do, with evidence from the Quran and the authentic Sunnah, not from a fatwa. So you want to be here tomorrow to learn the answer. So I want to thank everybody for joining and participating. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.